Rise and Shine YouTube. Today we got a nice little review for you. Corsair sent out their Magnesium Sabre V2 Pro and their Pro Mousepad. So what reviews what you're going to get? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So get ready. This is a 123 long, 64 wide, 39 millimeter tall, 56 plus or minus 2 gram magnesium mouse. Now, this has a 3950 sensor, right? This is custom to Corsair, like everybody else is doing, like the Ultra Plus sensor, but they're all just variations of a 3950. And the switches they're using in this is 100 million rated mechanical switches. So, yeah, they're mechanical, but in my opinion, they actually felt pretty good. I had no issues with them in game. But overall, sizing and shape of this mouse feels very good. And we're going to talk about that in a little more depth later. But for my hand size, that is about 16.5 by 10 centimeter long or wide, right? This feels good. It sits in my hand, right? It doesn't feel extremely wide in my hand. It doesn't feel extremely long. And in my opinion, it's reminiscent of almost like a G Pro. So talking about something that isn't Dare You, right? We'll talk about that here in a minute. It's almost reminiscent of a Superlight, where it is very safe. In my opinion, I think it's safer than a Superlight. The Superlight has a little deeper pocket on the sides where you can really kind of dig your finger in, where the Sabre V2 just doesn't have anything going on the sides. It's just flat. Now, with the Superlight, the pocket or like the hump in the very back is going to hit your palm a little more. You're not going to really feel the kind of width in the back. That's different on the Sabre. You're going to feel more of the width in the back than you will feel the hump, because you can see the hump is just different altogether on the Superlight than on the Sabre. But it's reminiscent of it because they're both very safe shapes, right? I can pick up either or of these and play very well on them. Now, I do like the fact that I can grip the super light just kind of a little more aggressively, and it just fits because of those pockets on the sides with my ring and my thumb. I can do whatever I need to do. And I actually have a little more vertical movement in this because if I gripped in that pocket, I'm more of almost like a fingertip grip on a super light. Now, sometimes I can go, I full grip this, but I can still get a good mobility in my hand. And with the Sabre V2 Pro, I don't really get that pocket, so I don't necessarily fingertip because it's just there, right? It's just flat. There's no pocket to like dig into. But since it is slightly shorter, I still don't have that like the movability in the back of my hand issues, right? Vertical tracking, was actually pretty good. I had a little hiccups here and there, at first, trying the mouse, but getting used to the shape a little bit over the last few weeks of using this between different mice. The performance on this felt good. Shape feels good. It's comfortable. I didn't have any crampiness. Feels good, right? The coating on this mouse is pretty good. I don't have any issues with, getting too grippy, too sticky, clammy. Nope, it feels good. It's a magnesium with a coated to it, but it doesn't feel bad. It's a nice coating. Clicks, right? Like I said, clicks are good, very spammable, very little to no pre or post travel, no click grind, bada bing, bada boom. The only issue with mine is the front click is a little more dull than the back click, and it does protrude just a little deeper into the side of the mouse, but I didn't have any issues with it. It's just the side clicks feel more dull, and I was expecting something a little different because the main clicks feel pretty good. Just side clicks feel eh. The quality, though, on this, like the build quality, this is built like a tank. There's no flex, no popping, no creaking, no rattling. Mouse is good QC. It's a good mouse. But what I want to talk about is why Corsair is copying Dare You mice. If you don't know Dare You, it's a Chinese company, right? They throw out cheap budget options to the market, cheap budget magnesium mice to the market. But Corsair is like, okay, let's clone this and bring it to Corsair. They literally took the magnesium Dare You A950 Pro. I'll even show you where the bottom, and I'll show you the magnesium on their website, but they copied the buttons, they copied the skates, they just rebranded a Dare You mouse to Corsair. I don't know why they did. I don't understand why they did, but I don't like when companies clone everything, but I especially don't like when mainstream brands like Corsair, with all the money they got, they can do all the R&D they need to bring a unique shape to the market, but instead they cut corners, cut pricing, cut costs, and just said, let's make this, overcharge you guys for it, bada bing, bada boom. And this is just me talking to you guys. I got these for free to review. They sent these to me, but I'm not going to give you some sugar-coated review. That's never been me. So with this, I'll even show you the Dare You website, and I'll show you their magnesium, because the magnesium is $80 right now because of the sale they have going on. Bada bing, bada boom. It just has different cutouts, right? But it's $99.99. Yes, you only get 4K polling. You get a 39 or 3395 sensor. This has the 3950, 8K polling. They both are rocking mechanical switches. And this comes in at $80. I'll even show you. I think I still have it in my cart. Yeah. Nice $20, $80. I don't know if there's taxes or anything on these right now. I don't know. Most of the mice you get from China will now. Their website says they don't, but I don't know if they've updated that portion of their website for the shipping policy. Yeah. So $80 versus $150. Yikes. That's crazy to me. Like, actually crazy to me. So while the shape is phenomenal, I love the shape, I performed well on it, this is just a clone of a Dare You mouse. Now, if you want to support Corsair, because you are in the Corsair, like, ecosystem, blah, 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 go for it. You know, Corsair now has a web-based software, and we'll show you guys that here now as well. Let me open that. Corsair upped the game with a web-based software, and it's improved since my time using this, because they only had a limited amount of settings you can change into web-based, but they improved and they added in, you know, you have the standard key assignments, DPI, micro, you can add 5 different things, but let me move this up. You got the device settings here, and now you can add, obviously you had the hertz pulling rate the entire time, sleep timer, but now you have motion sync, you have the lift off distance, you got angle snapping, ripple control. You have a little more options you can turn off, because in my opinion, I don't know what companies have turned on by default. So going in and turning off stuff you don't want is key. Now, the only thing that isn't in here is debounce time on your switches, because these are mechanical switches. I don't know what they're using as a default. I don't know what debounce is currently on it. I can tell you for the magnesium, it doesn't feel crazy. I click, it clicks, it works, I performed well. So I don't think the debounce is something like a glorious mouse where they have the debounce set to like 12 out of the box. But clicks feel good. Clicks feel good. They feel very responsive. Sensor feels very responsive. It's just the whole concept of Corsair copying Dare You mice and just putting their logo on it. Now let's talk about the Mousepad. The Mousepad is a 450 by 400 4mm thick cloth pad that retails at $59.99 and has a soft, soft base. It has a pour-on backing. It doesn't move. You can lift it pretty well, but if you want it to move, you pull it. It doesn't move on your arm. The surface is pretty well. It's touch abrasive, but it's more reminiscent of a Memoria Pro. If you've ever used a Memoria Pro, you're going to feel right at home. It's, in my opinion, a balanced surface. Even with these disgusting control skates on this pad feels good, right? Surface wise, feels good, feels nice. It doesn't have any weird tugginess. It doesn't have any weirdness going on with direction changes if I'm pressing down a little bit on it. It felt good in Overwatch. You know, Overwatch is one of those games where you really can tell if a pad is going to be for you or not because of how quick the strafing is in that game. So Overwatch felt good. Apex felt good. You know, if, like I said, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see just I post a lot of like screenshots of games that I play. You know, the last thing was a Counter-Strike 2 on the the Wallhack CR and the X2 Mini. You know, I like posting, you know, my performance. Now I will be adding, you know, maybe more clips and montages here and there, but this is more just reviewing stuff. So, nice soft base. It's not crazy soft, but it isn't X soft. I would say this is a soft. Now I would tell you Artisan soft feels better in my opinion because I don't dig down in Artisan pads at all with soft, but this soft I can dig in a little bit on my X2 Mini. Where's the Superlight, you know, the Talon skates are a little thicker skates. I have no issues if I press down on this pad at all with digging this or bottoming out the base. On the other Talon game skates, I do push down and I can feel it, right? So it just depends on your skate and everything like that if you're going to feel the bottom of the pad. But stock skates, perfectly fine. No issues here. They don't feel crazy muddy. They do feel slower than others. Like, I mean, you get a stopping power that, I mean, is controlled. Where, I mean, even like pill skates from Wallhack, you know, on a final mouse will give you more speed and openness. Even though the mouse is much lighter, you can just see, just the skate wise, that the skates are going to have a really strong effect on this pad. So I like faster skates on this pad, but the pad wasn't bad. But I'll leave you with this. This pad's $60, 450 by 400 by 4 millimeters. During testing, I picked up the Razer Gigantus V2. This is retails $59. I got it for $10 off because I had Amazon credit, and this is firmer. It's more consistent in my opinion because of the firmness. You get way more landscape, right? This is a desk pad. It is, in my opinion, a better pad, right? This pad is 410 by 940. You get a deeper mouse pad, you get a longer mouse pad, and you get a slightly thinner, right? So for the same price, you can pick something up that's been around for years at a larger pad, a really good surface, versus Corsair slapping their name on a pad that feels like a Memoria Pro. So, do I recommend these products? It's hard for me to recommend these because I did enjoy using these. I played well on them. I really did. And I didn't have any issues with these products. The only issue I have is Corsair just overcharging gamers and everyone because they just clone other companies and they just give you the bare minimum. So I wish this pad was at least a 490 by 420. Then I can be like, okay, maybe a $59 price tag would be, you know, good. You know, it's better than the T-Volution price tag on theirs after taxes and shipping. Or actually, it comes out to being the same. They're the same, you know, size and all that. So T-Volution did the same thing. But Corsair could cut this pad down to $40. They have a medium one that is 350 by 300. That's $29.99. And that's probably why this is the price that it is. If they cut out the medium pad and only made the large, they can make the 490 by 420 and price it they can price it $45. Taxes, bring it up to 50. Boom. I mean, yeah, then I'd recommend it. But for the pricing and the sizing now, I just can't. I really can't recommend it. I would tell you, go get a Memorial Pro. All right. You got a better, you get a more premium unboxing experience. You know, this also comes rolled in a box. So it's like, okay, Memorial Pro from Super Beings, better unboxing experience, better, in my opinion, product. And this is just kind of like Corsair's label. So I am blessed to be able to receive products from Corsair. I will not sugarcoat that these products are not worth the price because of them not being unique to the market and not being something different. So, I mean, if you like this review, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you feel the same like I feel, about the cloning BS in the scene and especially a mainstream cloning Chinese copies, like, let me know because it's getting kind of old and there needs to be some form of change. But love you guys. Rise up. God bless. And we'll see you for the next one. Yeah, yeah.